Hi, friends. I'm Scott Giles, minister and hypnotist, and welcome to Power Talk, my video blog where I cover topics that interest me, but always focusing on how you can use the power of your mind to take control of your life. If you want to know more about my professional work or sign up for my free e-newsletter Power Lines, check out my website, which I'll tag in the description. If there is something in your life that you feel is out of control, learning self-hypnosis can turn that around. Well, this Power Talk video is about what a philosophical person does when you hate what is going on around you, but realize that you are powerless to do anything meaningful about it. A lot of us feel that way these days. I know I do. Now, I don't know about your social philosophy, but I am one of the people who's looking with dismay at the layoffs and economic chaos on the national scene. I have friends who tell me to be patient and that it will work out in the long run, and I hope that's true. But I also hear from people who have suddenly lost their jobs, who see prices increasing and feel completely out of control and ineffective in efforts to turn that around. Well, of all human predicaments, feeling powerless has got to be one of the worst feelings one can have. Now, as many of you know, I follow the ancient Stoic philosophy from ancient Greece and Rome. The key insight in this practical philosophy is to discipline yourself to stay focused on those things that you can control or at least influence, rather than focusing on all of the other things that trouble you but that you cannot control or influence. You can just worry about. According to Stoicism, the path of personal effectiveness is to learn to abide those things that you can't change. Now, by abiding, that doesn't mean you approve of them, but it means you understand there isn't anything you can profitably do about them, at least right now. Now, I find this philosophy helps me because much of what bothers me is about things that are outside of my control. I can only influence what my body does as I deal with my own medical condition. I can't absolutely control it. I do the things I can to influence my health, and you should too, but control is not possible. I certainly cannot control what other people do. In a democratic society, I can only influence what the government does through my voting, volunteering, or donations. But that's all I can do. And sitting there, shouting at a news program doesn't do anything positive for me. In fact, it hurts my energy and hurts my mental health. But I can always control what I do. And one of those things is that I can decide that the bad stuff going on in the world will nonetheless not turn me into a bad person. Plato says in the Republic, "Choose your enemies carefully because you will become just like them." There's something to that. Getting over-focused on the stuff you absolutely hate encourages you to behave that hateful way yourself. And you never benefit from that. The great writer Alexander Solzhenitsyn, who lived through the worst of the repressive Soviet regime, is a shining example to me. He lived through terrible tyranny, but he refused to let it corrupt him. He would say, "Let the lie come into the world. Let it even triumph, but not through me." And I take that to heart. Living in a bad time, he would not let his time turn him into a bad person. Or as another Stoic philosopher put it, take your revenge by not being like your enemy. Because even in bad times, you can choose to remain decent and kind. And I find this deeply comforting. May you do so as well, and make that resolution that bad times will not make you a bad person. You'll focus on what you can control, what you can influence, and let your own goodness and kindness as a person shine. Hey, thank you for your time and attention today. I'll be back next week with another talk on a different subject. I'd like to invite you to join me. It helps me a lot if you tell others about my videos, so please like, share, and subscribe, and hit the notification bell. If you're wondering if I can be of help to you, feel free to reach out through my website for a free, no obligation screening call, and we'll talk about it. Have a great week.